Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Fall of Cybertron for the Xbox 360, but it was also available on PS3 and PC, and I believe Wii. I'm not sure though. First things first, I just get out of the way. I absolutely loved this game. Not just because I'm a huge Transformers fan, but because it's just a hell of a lot of fun. The action is super tense and high packed. Oh, just so much going on in this game it's such a huge improvement over War for Cybertron. In War for Cybertron, I struggled not as far as difficulty, but I struggled like just maintaining just like pushing through the story. Like yeah, I played it over several nights, over a couple weeks, I think. Wow, for Fall of Cybertron, it had no dull moments. The oh yeah, in the first one, War for Cybertron, I felt it was very repetitive at points and just found it kind of boring. While Fall of Cybertron changed up the gameplay all the time. Parts you're trying to be just the ultimate badass as Optimus or whoever, and then you're trying to do some sneaky missions with Cliff Jumper, and then you're doing some like kind of grappling, like Spider-Man missions with Jazz, and then you become just like a huge monolith monster, Bruticus. And it's just so many different gameplay elements have been put into this that it's just it changes up so much that it catches you off guard and like, okay, now we're gonna go play like this, and it's not boring or slow at any point, and the action is super intense. I cannot uh, exaggerate how much action is going on, especially in the later levels. The final chapter is definitely the most action packed of them all because it pretty much. This is going to be pretty much spoiler free, but it pretty much brings together all the elements of the game, all the different strategy elements of this, and just wraps them all up into the final chapter. Oh yeah, and strategy is a huge key part in this game because if you just go in to fight, if you're just fighting as playing as Optimus or whatever, you go into a room of say just 10 Decepticons, just try to take them out. You will get your ass kicked. It is a very difficult game, but it's not frustrating. Because if you just go out and just start blasting everyone, you will die a lot. You need to, especially if you're playing as Cliff Jumper or some of the more minor characters, you're going to have to use quite a bit of strategy and use your abilities that you're given to the utmost potential that you have. Playing as Bruticus was a hell of a lot of fun. Very short though. Not a whole lot of play time with him, but what you do get, it builds up slowly when you play as Bruticus. Like you play as the individual Combaticons at first, and then they combine, and that's a big hell yeah moment. A really big hell yeah moment is an entire Metroplex chapter. Now you don't actually play as Metroplex, who's back there in the cover, because he's a city-sized transformer. That would be kind of cheating, but you control him through actions that you command him with Optimus. And the way that chapter ends, I'm not going to spoil it, but man, he's he, I can't even really say without spoiling anything, but I mean, he 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 pretty much fucks someone up pretty good at during the game or during this chapter. Uh, Bumblebee is now mute, though he just had his voice box ripped out at some point. We don't really see why it happens. Just trying to take elements from the movie and Prime, just making Bumblebee appear mute now. Shock with Steve Bloom, who now voices Shockwave, did a lot better job than I was imagining. It fit the character more than just from the little clip we saw online. Grimlock was hella fun in that game. Love playing as him. Can't wait to get that figure now because man, that character was fun to play as. The controls pretty much change from character to character. You know, if you're playing as All-Core Bruticus, it's going to be real slow and bulky, but you know, you're really not dependent on speed because you're just so strong. But I found it unnaturally slow and clunky playing as Optimus towards the beginning of the game, especially just walking. Multiplayer is fun, but there's nothing too spectacular about it. It just feels kind of tacked on. It has the typical team deathmatch, capture the flag, horde mode, which they call it something else in this. I forget. So it's all just typical shit. Just all with transformer characters. It's still kind of fun, and you know I still get my ass kicked because I suck at multiplayer. But you know I managed to do okay. I like the customization of the characters in the multiplayer mode, where you can create your own character, and as you level up, you are able to get new parts for your characters, so you can just customize it more and more. And I think that's really about all I had to say. That's not spoiler driven. Oh, I found it is very glitchy. Certain parts of the game I found were pretty funny. For whatever reason, the entire time in the game, it said, like, say if I was playing the game, it said Shockwave at the very bottom of the screen right here. I think it was supposed to say like who. I think that part is like supposed to be saying who you're playing as, but for whatever reason said I was playing as Shockwave. There's missing audio. In one part where you're playing as Grimlock, he's like talking to Optimus through some hologram. The hologram's not there. The Peter Collins voice is not there. So you see just Grimlock talking to a blank space, but he's responding to nothing. So it was kind of funny. He was supposed to be there. You know, there's a couple other glitches where I literally just like got stuck moving in a corner. In one of the final fights, I was playing as Jazz, and I was in a car, and I just simply fell through the floor and went into this dead space, which was really funny. Not a whole lot of Soundwave you get to play as, but what you do play of him is really cool when you see what he does. You get to eject Laserbeak, rumble through your chest. You don't actually play as Shockwave, though, which I thought was very odd. He's just a non-playable character, at least not as of right now, as far as the main story goes. It has a very open ending. In fact, when you beat the game, at least in the 360 version, you get an achievement saying the battle is far from over. That's just a huge kind of teaser right there. And I'm really glad that they're bringing more Fall of Cybertron toys to the series, to the Transformers Generations, because there's a lot of potential there. Really want to see a new deluxe class Megatron for Fall of Cybertron. They do explain why he looks different in the game. He starts off like this. But Optimus, he looks just like this the entire game. They don't explain why he changed from the War for Cybertron to this. Bumblebee looks exactly the same. Shockwave, Soundwave look exactly the same. So I pretty much believe that's about it. Campaign is a little bit short. But like I said, it keeps your attention the entire game. I played nearly all of it in one sitting. I went through and got through I went through 1 through 11 on one night, which is a Friday night. I played the rest of it tonight, Sunday, which didn't take long. I only had 1 or 2 chapters left to do. And did multiplayer today, and definitely this is the best Transformers game to have ever come out. War for Cybertron pretty much brought up the standards of what a Transformers game should be. And High Moon, who developed this and Fall of Cybertron, developed the Dark of the Moon movie game, but I did not care. That was definitely the best out of the movie games, but that's not really saying much because I still found Dark of the Moon just horrible. But yes, Fall of Cybertron, definitely the best Transformers video game, and I cannot wait for what they have next, and just eagerly awaiting for any news or rumors about what's to come next. I may do some more Let's Play of the game sometime in the future, because there is a hell of a lot of replay factor value in this game. You know, because when you finish a chapter, you're like, man, that was fucking cool. I can't wait. I'm going to do that chapter right over again. There's a lot of those chapters are like that. Really had a lot of fun with. Well, that's about it. Post your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the game. Yep, and if anyone knows exactly like the best way I can capture footage live from my TV and voicing it over at the same time, preferably like just the easiest way I can do game footage, game audio, and me through a mic all in one file, that would be really, really helpful, and just whatever the simplest way would be. Okay, until next time, thanks for watching.